become a necessity of your everyday life. So today I'm going to teach you how to make this morning miracle beverage. But not just any way, I'm going to show you the best way to get the best brew that you can. To achieve this, first off, you want to start with coffee beans as opposed to coffee grounds. With coffee beans, you have everything stored up inside, but if you get the grounds, oxygen can get to the actual ground itself and take away some of the flavor that's stored inside the bean. So to get from the bean to the ground, you're going to need a coffee grinder. I got mine with me today. As you can see inside, it's got the blades inside for the chopping up, and it's got the different settings on it. We got it set for a 4-cup blend and a regular coffee, because it could be used for other styles as well. So to measure this out, you just look on the side here, and it's got the 4, 8, and 12 setting. Since we're making 4, we'll just fill this thing on up to 4. A little bit more maybe. As you can see, it's filled up to 4. But you're probably wondering, well, what if I actually bought the grounds and wanted to use coffee? Well, if you're going to use the grounds, then since it's not already pre-measured in your grinder, then you're going to want to do the rule of thumb, which is 1 cup of water needs 1 tablespoon of ground coffee. So this is already pre-measured to those requirements, and we can just dump it into the grinder, fasten the lid, plug it on in, and turn it on. Now what you're watching for when you have it turned on is you want the coffee to be ground almost as fine as it can be, but you still want some chunks in it because it has more flavor that way, because if you grind it all the way, then all the flavor will be released into the air. So next, from coffee ground to actual coffee, you're going to need a coffee pot. This one here has its glass globe where the coffee is contained. It's got the back where the water reservoir is, and it's got the top basin up here where you actually put the coffee grounds to where it can be absorbed. So you don't get any coffee grounds into your coffee, you're going to want a coffee filter. You just put that up in the basin and the coffee sits on top of it. This grinder here, this just pops out and you dump the grounds on in. And here on our coffee pot, we're going to need some water. So here on your coffee pot, you can see it's got the 4, 8, 10, and 12 setting on it. So what you're going to need to do is fill it up to the top line. There's 2 lines on the 4. There's a bottom one and the top one. The top one's how much water you're going to need to make the bottom line coffee. So you take that, I've already got mine pre-filled here. You're going to dump it into the back. It's just an open cavity in the back behind the coffee where the water's kept. And you're going to put your pot under, and you're just going to hit the power button down here. And it should start working and make a coffee. What it's going to do, there's a heating element back here, it's going to heat up the water, it's going to come up the tube, rinse down on top of the coffee grounds, and it's going to absorb all the oils and extracts that are inside the coffee bean for your enjoyment. So, what did we learn today? We learned that to make the most optimum coffee, you're going to want to use coffee beans over coffee grounds to save some of the extracts and oils. We learned proper measurement. If you're using a grinder, it should come pre-labeled on the lid or some other feature. But if you get lazy and you want to just use the grounds, do 1 tablespoon for every cup of coffee that's being made. And another key importance to your coffee eating or your coffee drinking, if you want optimal blend, is don't let it sit for more than an hour. Try to keep it under that if you can, because it can get skunky and taste bad. But I hope that I've taught you something that you can take away with you today and use in your daily lives for a better start to your day and a more energetic morning. Thank you for watching.